nights. Okay, just a quick rundown on what you're going to see here in episode 2. I'm going to just do a quick run through of all the bays that we didn't show you last time. The Hellfire bays, Cape of Grand Bay, Thistle Cove. Also a quick look at some of the walks we did. If you're into your hiking, this is such a great spot. There are some really, really nice walks, a couple of short ones, a couple of really nice long ones. Some of them are a little bit challenging, but they are just sensational, all of them. The vegetation around here is amazing, bird life is great. There's been lots of twitches here while we've been here. We also think we might have got a glimpse at the very rare and endangered western ground parrot yesterday. We've been looking for it since all the twitches have been raving about it. Can't confirm it was actually them, but we did see 3 small green parrots flying through the underbrush yesterday, which was, well, almost exciting. What else? Just another quick look at Frenchman's Peak. I managed to finally remember to take the drone up to Frenchman's, and got some great footage up there, so I'll put a little clip of that in as well, and that was just sensational. But Cape of Grand National Park here in the southwest of Western Australia is absolutely worth putting on your wish list, on the itinerary. I know it's hard to get in here, but just keep trying, keep looking on the bookings website, because those bookings are popping up. We're trying to get the message out there, and also, folks, do it yourselves. Just post about cancelling your bookings if you're not going to be able to make it. Don't leave those sites go unoccupied. It's such a shame. So many people want to get in. So as I mentioned in the last video, if you're not going to make it and you've got a booking, just cancel it, free it up for someone else, and one day you may be the recipient of somebody else's good actions. But anyway, Cape of Grand, it's been absolutely fantastic. We've really enjoyed our month here as hosts at the Lucky Bay West campsite. Met some fantastic people, also met a couple of our subscribers, our first Terror Around Australia groupies, so g'day to you guys. Thanks for subscribing, which has been really good. It's been great fun. So hope you enjoyed this video. And as I said before, make sure you get down here. You will absolutely love it. Best time of year, they say March, April. It can be really windy. During the middle of summer, we get screaming easterlies here, so don't rush down in December and January. But they say March, April, and even into June. We get some spectacular weather in June, so even if you're here a little bit later, it's still worth popping in. Anyway, that's about a wrap. I hope you enjoy the video, and make sure you put Cape of Grand National Park on your wish list. Thanks for tuning in. So Parks and Wildlife WA have a contract with Optus, and you'll find most national parks in WA, you will be able to get Optus reception of one sort or another. Not the greatest Optus reception, but it's still some sort of phone reception. But here's a little tip for those people that are in Cape of Grand National Park. If you're looking for good telephone reception, whether it's Optus or Telstra, this is the road heading from Lucky Bay out, and you go past the Frenchman's Peak turn-off, past the Hellfire Bay turn-off, keep going about 100 metres, come over the top of the hill, and then once you get to the top of the hill here, in a couple of seconds, you'll see there's a little pullover bay just here. You can get off the road and park up, and there's direct line of sight all the way back to Esperance, and you'll get telephone reception, whether you're with Optus or Telstra. So
I can't see it.
So let's just have a look here. So you see there's a couple of bars. You can get 3 or 4 bars here depending on what the reception is on the day. So there you go. So that's our hot tip for telephone reception in Cape of Grand. And also, if you climb to any of the headlands or up high, you can normally get signal one way or another, and text messages seem to go through a lot easier than telephone calls. But you can get phone reception in quite a few of the spots here in the national park. So we're on our way to Rossiter Bay. Rossiter Bay starts off with a 2-kilometre walk along the beach at Lucky Bay, and then up over the hill. I believe it's called Mississippi Hill, and then round to the bay. So 12-kilometre return trip. Should take us about 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. And we're on the watch for the western ground parrot. Lisa, in her role as the official twitcher for the Terra Around Australia travel group, has been tasked with the job of finding one of these western ground parrots. So
It's an endangered species.
that's it, endangered species. Western Australia's rarest parrot, I believe, and they're found in the Cape de Grand and Cape Arad National Parks. So, eyes open. So that's the end of the beach walk, 2.5 kilometres down, 4.5 or 3.5 to go. This is the stairs up to the lookout. So all of this land was severely burnt last March. Just before we arrived last March, the entire peninsula was engulfed in flames. So it's made a remarkable comeback, but there's still very obvious scars in the banks here and other bushes. Still, it doesn't look too bad. Making a fairly significant comeback. So we're on our way up towards Mississippi Hill, which is that one up there. Not sure why it's called Mississippi Hill. Might have to use Mr. Google on that one. I really have no idea what these plants are. I'm just making it up as we go. Bit of a tough old trail at the moment. A bit rocky, loose rocks, and
Not quite what they said, just a sandy walk through.
not a sandy walk around the plain at all. Better, it's opened into a sandy plain walk, quite spectacular. You can see Frenchman's Peak, Lucky Bay in the background. We're about just over 1 kilometre from Rossiter Bay now, so should be there in 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes more walking. Break that. We walk at about 4 kilometres an hour, so we've got 1 to go, so 1/4 of an hour, 15 minutes, not 5. It's a little bit ambitious. These are really unusual trees. They almost look like a southern version of a boab tree. Not really. They're quite stunning. So that's it, Rossiter Bay. We're just on the top of the final ridge. Might decide whether we want to go all the way down or just stop up here and have a wee break. Room up there in the bush. As you can see in the sun looking at us. We're back on the beach at Lucky Bay. It's about 8.8 kilometres covered so far. We got 2.8 to get us back to the caravan. It's been a lovely walk. Didn't find any western ground parrots. I think we might just jot them down as extinct.
Keep looking. Okay, Barry.
is Hellfire Bay. Unfortunately, it's that's not Hellfire Bay, that's Lisa. This is Hellfire Bay. And unfortunately, it's not showing all its magnificent splendour today. Bit of a surf rolling in, a lot of white water. Normally it's like a mill pond in here and absolutely beautiful, but anyway, it is what it is today. So these are the picnic facilities here at Hellfire, which is really lovely. Nice and shady. With a barbecue. And there's also a couple of toilets up here as well. A couple of loos, drop dunnies again. So it's a really lovely spot. So if you're down here at all in Cape de Grande, Hellfire is absolutely worth a visit. So this afternoon, beautiful afternoon this afternoon. So nice to see the sun come out again. So we're just doing the Thistle Cove trail. It's about 2 kilometres one way, I think. And get over there and have a swim. Nice to get wet for a change. Well, other than wet from the rain. But lovely day. Except if you look in this direction, it doesn't look so lovely. But hopefully we can beat that. Look, better get cracking. Lisa's leaving me behind. So there it is, Thistle Cove. Frenchman's Peak in the background. Do you know how Thistle Cove got its name?
No. Oh yeah, some guy, second mate or something, on a ship.
Yeah.
Named it.
Not one for not one for details really, but it was very close. He was the first mate on Matthew Flinders' ship, and he actually walked from Thistle Cove to Frenchman's Peak just to see what he could see. And when he got up there, the visibility was really bad, so he walked all the way back again, and then the next day they walked it again. But as you can see, it's a fair old walk. I imagine they didn't have great hiking boots in those days. You can just see the little lake there in the background as well. So that's where Matthew Flinders and his boys got fresh water for their journey. They also shot some ducks in there, I believe. But there you go, a little bit of history. Just shows you what you can learn when you read the brochures. Master of the Investigator. So what was Matthew Flinders then? Just a passenger. Oh, there you go. Sorry, Mr. Thistle, for undermining your authority. So we're almost down into Thistle Cove. This is the Whispering Rocks? Whistling Rocks? Whistling Rocks? Why are they called the Whistling Rocks? Could be right. I have to read the sign. She was right. Whistling Rock. There it is, Thistle Cove. Big swell has been rolling in the last couple of days, so we noticed it around the Lucky Bay as well. It's been coming in even after the wind died down a couple of days ago. It continues to roll. So up on top of Frenchman's Peak again, our 7th climb, one to go. And once again, a little disappointed with the amount of trash that's laying around up here. And we spotted tons of it on the way up, so I'll have to do a bit of a clean up again. Once again, really disappointing. So you've got to do what you can to keep these places clean. It's just not acceptable that people throw rubbish around. So if you see anyone doing the wrong thing, pull them up on it, because we've got to try and change the way people behave. Here we go. This is disgusting. It's people throwing nappies in the bush. Jesus Christ. If you've come this far and you've got a spare nappy, you've got enough room to put your dirty nappy back in your bag. Anyway. So, just at the bottom of the trail, so here's the stash from our little walk back. Bag of rubbish, tissues, bottles, nappies, you name it, just disgusting. So as I said before, if you see someone doing the wrong thing, pull them up. Don't let them get away with it. It's just not good enough. Don't you reckon? So we've just been into town shopping, just getting some fruit and veg, and on our way back to Lucky Bay. But we're just saying, how cool is it? You can drive into town and go shopping, and then when you're coming back, this is how you get back. This is the main road heading back into Lucky Bay. Well, not really the main road. This is the other option, driving along the beach. It's only 22 kilometres, and by road it's actually 43 kilometres. So it's quite a way shorter and much more enjoyable. Pretty cool, don't you think?
Cool.
It's great. We're about halfway there. We should shortly enter into the national park.
It's 12 minutes.
12 minutes so far. And once you're in the national park section, the beach becomes a lot smoother and a lot harder. It gets a little bit more use. So, but this is fantastic. Day out shopping. It's great going to the city. This is our last walk. We've done them all bar this one. So this is the Hellfire Bay to the Grand Walk. 12.8 kilometres and class 5. So it's going to be a bit of a toughie. We're just looking at the track up the hill just here. So it looks like there's a pretty tough climb right from the word go. But anyway, we've done some toughies before, so let's see how we go. Lisa's looking a little bit hesitant.
Might go that way.
So this is Hellfire Bay. Haven't seen it from this end of the bay before. A couple of guys out there surfing. There's a nice little swell rolling through today. Anyway, let's get going. Just little bushes growing in the rocks. Looks like when they're drying out they're an orangey colour like that one, and then as they get a bit of rain, a bit of moisture, they go green. But they're everywhere. They're really quite pretty. Must be incredibly hardy. We're about 2.5 kilometres into the trek. After the initial climb, it's pretty well been through coastal heath, I think they call it. Still lovely flora. But if you want to do the walk, here's a tip. Wear long pants. Pretty scratchy on the old legs. But after that initial climb, it's been relatively easy. But we do have a big lump in front of us that I think we have to go over. So we'll see how that goes. Well, as we thought, fair old hike up this this hill all the way to the top. Keep going. I think we're about halfway to the top of the hill, it is. Not halfway on the walk. We're almost at the top.
We think.
We think.
We think.
Little Hellfire, or the Hellfire Bay in the distance. Goodness me, still a fair old climb to go. It's been a bit of a rocky, slippery trek last couple of 100 metres as the water runs off the cliffs up above us. A little bit treacherous, but we've survived so far. Only at times it's quite thick and treacherous. Coming through the bush. There she is. Looks like the worst of the climbing's over. Slow ramble down to the coast from here. But as you can see, I think that's Mount Legrand behind us. We've just been kind of along the base of that ridge. A little bit wet and slippery, all the water running down from the rain from the last couple of days, making it quite slippery there, so a little bit treacherous, that one. But still, it's a gorgeous walk. Rightio, push on. So what do we, let's just have a look. 3.5 kilometres into the 6 kilometre one way to Legrand Beach. So we're just over halfway. And it's taken us an hour and 25 minutes to do 3.5 kilometres. You can see here what I was talking about with all the water running off the rocks. Just a little bit here. Down into the stream down the bottom. But just back where we were before, the rocks are all very black and mossy, very slippery with all this water, so just need to be very careful. Looks like a bit of a rock slide area down there. Quite interesting. The rocks come tumbling down the hills. Hopefully not today though. Have a look at just how beautiful this is. Just a little bit of trail maintenance. Close enough. So we've decided that we will stop and have a break here, or have a bite to eat, and then we'll make a decision on whether we push on down. It's another 1.5 kilometres down to the beach, and then again another 1.5 kilometres to get back to right here. So it's taken us 2 hours to get this far. It's just on 1 o'clock. So we might just call it quits here. We'll have a think about it and then just trek home again, do the 6k back along the way we came, which was a beautiful walk. But now it's time for lunch.
How's your picnic today, huh?
Much better. Real sandwiches, piece of cake, Absolutely beautiful. Thumbs up to the picnic maker. Well, we made it.
Made it.
Not quite there yet, another 1.1 to go, but a very welcome sight. Hellfire Bay. Hellfire Bay. How beautiful does it look? Wow, it's just stunning. It's worth a 10-kilometre walk there and back just to see this at the end again. It's just pretty. A little Hellfire over in the background. That's it, we made it. Just one little tumble right at the very end. Just have to get along the beach now, back to the car, and we're there. What a great walk. That was a stunner. So another stunning day down on the beach here in the bay. Absolutely beautiful day. And if you're visiting Lucky Bay, one of the great things about coming down here is this, the Lucky Bean Mobile Cafe. And if you get down early, you can get some of those chairs, but apparently they make a pretty good coffee. Doesn't get much better than this. Nice coffee on the beach. That's just about a wrap for our Cape Le Grand adventure, and it's just been absolutely fantastic. It's such a beautiful place. So we've just got another day tomorrow, and we'll pack up and hit the road, start heading for the Nullarbor. We've got a booking on Thunder Cliffs on the 8th of May, so Lisa's birthday. We've got a little bit of shopping to do before we get there. But it has been a truly magnificent stay here. It is one of the most beautiful places. So make sure if you're coming down to the southwest corner of WA, make sure you push all the way down to Esperance and into Cape Grand, because you just shouldn't miss it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there's plenty more adventures on their way. So we'll see you then. Catch you later.